The Forbes lady asked me a question. That question was gonna wreck my whole life. Mr. Caldwell, people call you the king of digital security, but can you protect what really matters? We were sitting in my Chicago office, 73 floors up, above Michigan Avenue. October sunshine was coming through the big windows. The interview was supposed to be easy. You know, the usual successful CEO talks about innovation kind of thing. Standard PR stuff. Before my big speech at the Davos Economic Forum next week, I gave her my practiced answer. The one about encryption and stopping bad guys. She smiled. Closed her laptop. Normal interview ending. Then she said something that made my heart stop. Off the record, Mr. Caldwell, your son Marcus just posted something on Reddit. 17 minutes ago from your home computer. My blood went cold. What did you say? She turned her laptop screen toward me. There was a Reddit post on some forum called RB Reddit Bureau of Investigation, posted 12 minutes ago, from an anonymous account. The title hit me like a punch to the gut. How do I prove my mom is working for the mob without getting killed? I am 14. My dad won't believe me. I couldn't breathe. I read the post, every word felt like a knife. My mom gets weird phone calls. Late at night. I've heard names Vincent, Tony. They say things like, the boy, and keep him quiet. When dad travels, he is gone like 200 days a year. Mom brings strange men to our house. They sit in our living room. They look at papers, blueprints of dad's company. Sometimes they ask me questions about dad's schedule, his passwords, where he goes. I told dad last month. He said I was being dramatic. That mom's just stressed. But yesterday I found $40,000 in cash in mom's closet, in a box with the letters VM on it. I am scared. What do I do? The journalist was watching my face really carefully. That is your home internet connection, Mr. Caldwell. Your son's writing style matches his school essays. Your PR team sent them to us last month for that scholarship story. This is definitely Marcus. He posted this while you are here, 40 miles away from home. Mr. Caldwell, is your family in danger? I couldn't talk. Couldn't think. Marcus had tried to tell me 3 weeks ago, right after dinner. He'd pulled me aside. His voice was shaking. Dad, mom's been acting really weird. She is having meetings while you are gone. With scary-looking people. I think something's really wrong. You know what I said. I brushed him off. Marcus, your mother is stressed. She is planning that big charity event, managing the house. You are 14, you don't understand adult conversations. It probably sounded worse than it was. I patted his shoulder, went back to looking at work emails. My son stopped trying to talk to me after that. Got real quiet. Spent all his time in his room. I noticed, sure. But I told myself it was just teenage stuff. Normal kid stuff. Now my boy was on the internet asking strangers for help, because his own father wouldn't listen to him. I have to go, I said. I stood up fast. The chair almost fell over. This interview's over. Mr. Caldwell, wait, if there is a real story here about corporate spying or organized crime. There is nothing. You didn't see anything. If you write one word about my son, I swear I will destroy you and your whole magazine. I am not publishing it. She stood up too. Her face got serious. I am a mom. I came here to warn you. Someone's watching your son's internet activity. That post got deleted 30 seconds after he posted it. But I grabbed a screenshot first. Whoever's watching him, they're fast. They're professional. You need to protect that kid, right now. She walked out, left me standing there like an idiot. I'd built a billion-dollar company protecting people from digital threats, but I couldn't protect my own son from whatever the hell was happening in my own house. I canceled everything. The Switzerland trip, the board meeting. The big Goldman Sachs dinner. Told my assistant it was a family emergency. Got in my car and drove home doing 90 miles an hour. My brain was going crazy, thinking about all the signs I'd missed. Rebecca wearing expensive jewelry I never bought her. Marcus flinching when she walked into the room. That locked office, she said, was for charity work. Her phone calls at 2 a.m. that she said were West Coast donors. The way Marcus had dark circles under his eyes, like he wasn't sleeping. How had I been so blind? I pulled into our driveway. Lake Forest, big house, perfect lawn. The American dream. Right, wrong? I walked in. The house was quiet. Too quiet. I called out, no answer. Marcus, nothing. I went upstairs. Marcus's door was closed. I knocked. Marcus, buddy, it is Dad. I heard something movement, then his voice. Quiet, scared. Dad. Yeah, it is me. Can I come in? Pause, then. Okay. I opened the door. Marcus was sitting at his computer. The screen was black. He turned it off real quick when he heard me coming. His face was pale, eyes red like he'd been crying. I sat down on his bed, looked at my son, really looked at him, for the first time in months. Marcus, I need you to tell me everything. And this time, I promise, I'll listen. His lips started trembling. Dad, you'll think I am crazy. No, I won't. I saw your Reddit post. The Forbes journalist showed me. Marcus, why didn't you tell me it was this serious? I tried. His voice cracked. I tried to tell you last month. You said I was being dramatic. That hurt. God, that hurt. Because he was right. I know. I messed up. I am sorry. But I am listening now. Tell me everything. Marcus took a deep breath. His hands were shaking. It started like 6 months ago, right after you did that big deal with the defense contractors, the $40 million won. I nodded. The Pentagon contract. The biggest deal of my career. Mom started getting phone calls. Late at night, she'd go into her office and lock the door. I could hear her through the walls sometimes, talking about you, about your schedule, about the company's security systems. My stomach dropped. Then these men started coming over. When you were traveling, they were. I don't know how to describe them, Dad. They looked like the guys in movies. You know, the mob movies. Expensive suits, but like, dangerous. One guy had scars on his knuckles. Another one had this cold look in his eyes. How many times did they come? Maybe 10 times, 12. They'd sit in the living room with Mom, spread out papers on the coffee table. Blueprints, I think, of your building. Of the server rooms. I saw them once from the stairs. Mom saw me and got really mad. Told me to go to my room and never mention it to anyone. Did they ever talk to you? Marcus nodded. His eyes filled with tears. Last month, one of them, the scary one with the scars, he cornered me in the kitchen. Asked me questions. Real friendly at first. Like, how is school? And your dad must be real proud of you. Then he started asking about your passwords, your routines. When you work from home, what security you have here. What did you tell him? Nothing. I said I didn't know anything. But Dad, he started crying now. Really crying. He grabbed my arm. Real hard. And he said, you are a smart kid. I bet you know more than you think. And smart kids know when to keep their mouths shut. For their own safety. I felt rage like I'd never felt before. Pure, white-hot rage. Did he hurt you? Just the arm grab, but the way he looked at me. Dad, I've been scared every day since then. Scared to tell you because what if you didn't believe me? What if they found out I told? What if they hurt you? I pulled my son into my arms, held him while he sobbed into my shoulder. This brilliant, brave kid who'd been living in terror for months while I was busy building my empire. Nobody's gonna hurt you, I said. My voice was shaking. Nobody's gonna hurt either of us. I promise you that. There is more, Marcus whispered. Mom's been weird with me too. When you are gone, she makes me stay in my room, says I can't leave the house, can't call anyone. She checks my phone, my computer, reads all my messages. She said it is for my own protection, but, Dad, I think she is making sure I don't tell anyone. The cash you found, the $40,000. Where exactly was it? In her closet in a shoebox. Behind her winter clothes, there was a note too. It said first installment VM, and there were dates, like a payment schedule. VM Vincent Maroney had to be Chicago's most notorious mob boss. The man whose name made federal prosecutors nervous. The man who'd been suspected of dozens of crimes, but never convicted. Too smart, too connected, too dangerous. And somehow, my wife was working for him. Marcus, I need you to stay calm. Can you do that for me? He nodded. Here is what is gonna happen. You are not going to school tomorrow. You are coming with me. We're going somewhere safe, and we're gonna figure this out together. But I need you to act normal tonight. When Mom comes home, can you do that? I've been acting normal for 6 months, Dad. I am real good at it now. That broke my heart all over again. Rebecca came home at 6:30 p.m. I heard her car in the driveway, heard her heels clicking on the hardwood floor. James, I didn't expect you home. I came down the stairs, smiled. Kept my voice normal even though every instinct was screaming at me to confront her right there. Finished early, thought I'd surprise you guys. She looked nervous for just a second. Then that perfect smile came back. That is wonderful. I'll make dinner. Where is Marcus? Doing homework? Big test tomorrow. Of course. She set down her purse, Gucci. New. I'd never seen it before. How was the Forbes interview? Fine, standard questions. I watched her move around the kitchen. This woman I'd been married to for 16 years. The mother of my child. I didn't recognize her anymore. Or maybe I never really knew her at all. My phone buzzed. Text from David Brennan, my CFO. Got those financial records you asked for. You need to see this. Can I call? Honey, I need to take a work call, I said. I'll be in my office. Of course, I went upstairs. Closed the door, called David. What did you find? James, you are not gonna like this. He sounded stressed. Really stressed. I pulled Rebecca's personal accounts, like you asked. She has been receiving wire transfers, monthly, for the last 7 months, 50,000 each time, from an offshore account traced back to a shell corporation. I did some digging. That corporation is linked to Vincent Maroney. My hands clenched into fists. $350,000. That is just what I found in obvious accounts. Could be more in accounts we don't know about. James, what the hell is going on? My wife is working for the mob. They're using her to get access to my company, to our clients, to government contracts. Silence then. Jesus Christ. I need you to do something for me. Tomorrow morning, set up an emergency board meeting. Executive session. Tell them it is about a major security breach. Don't tell them anything else. Can you do that? Of course. But James, if Maroney's involved, this is beyond corporate security. This is FBI territory. I know, but I need to handle this my way first. I need to protect Marcus, and I need to take down Maroney so completely that he never comes near my family again. What are you planning? Something that'll either save us or destroy everything I've built. I'll know which by tomorrow night. I hung up Saturday there in the dark. My office. My sanctuary, full of awards and photos. CEO of the Year, Tech Innovator 40 under 40. All these achievements that suddenly meant nothing. There was a photo on my desk, me, Rebecca, and Marcus at Disney World. Marcus was 8, smiling so big. happy, innocent. I picked up the photo, stared at it. That was 7 years ago, before the Pentagon contract, before Maroney, before my wife sold our family for money. I was gonna get that smile back. Whatever it took. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat in bed next to Rebecca, listening to her breathe, wondering when she'd become a stranger, wondering if she ever really loved us, or if we'd always just been assets to be exploited. At 2:47 a.m., her phone buzzed on the nightstand. She reached for it, checked it, started to get up. "Everything okay?" I asked, fake sleepy voice. She jumped. Hadn't realized I was awake. "Just a text. Go back to sleep." Who texts at 3 a.m.? West Coast owner. Time zone difference. She slipped out of bed. "I'll just handle it from my office." I waited 5 minutes. Then I quietly got up and moved to the hallway. Her office door was cracked open just a little. I could hear her voice, low and urgent. "I told you, he came home early." I didn't expect it. No, he doesn't suspect anything. He seemed normal. The boy, he has been quiet. I made sure of that. Tomorrow. Yes, he'll be at work. The board meeting is at 10 a.m. I don't know when the next travel is. Let me check his calendar. "Vincent, I've done everything you asked. When do I get the rest of the payment?" Vincent. She was talking to Maroney directly. "I kept the kid quiet, like you said. He tried to tell James last month, but I convinced James it was nothing. Yes, the Reddit post. I saw it. I deleted it. 30 seconds, just like you taught me. Nobody saw it except, what, a journalist." "What journalist?" I heard panic in her voice now. "I didn't know. Forbes didn't tell me they were coming today." "Vincent, please. I've been careful," she listened. I could imagine Maroney on the other end, cold, calculating. Threatening, I understand. "Yes, I'll make sure James gets on that plane to Switzerland, the Davos trip. He'll be gone for 5 days. You'll have full access to the house, to Marcus, to everything." "No, James won't cancel. I'll make sure of it." "How? I am his wife. I know how to manipulate him." That word, manipulate, said so casually, like it was nothing. "And after you get what you need from Caldwell Technologies, what happens to me, to Marcus? A new life, new identities, witness protection type thing." "Yes, I believe you. I have to, don't I?" She didn't believe him. I could hear it in her voice. She knew Maroney was lying, knew that once he got what he wanted, we were all dead. Me, Marcus, maybe even her. And she was doing it anyway. For money, for some fantasy escape that would never come. I went back to bed, lay there in the dark, mind racing. Tomorrow, everything would change. I'd set events in motion that couldn't be stopped. It was gonna be war. Me versus Vincent Maroney, a tech CEO versus Chicago's most dangerous crime boss. But I had something Maroney didn't expect. I had nothing left to lose. And a man with nothing to lose is the most dangerous weapon in the world. I was about to prove it. Morning came. I acted normal. Made coffee, read the Tribune. Kissed Rebecca goodbye like nothing was wrong. "Big day today," I said. "Board meeting at 10. Good luck, honey." She smiled. That perfect lying smile. Marcus came down for breakfast. He looked at me. I gave him a tiny nod. "Trust me. We got this." I dropped him at school. But I didn't really. We drove to the end of the block. Then I pulled over. "Marcus, here's what is happening. You are not going to school. We're going somewhere safe. David Brennan's house." "You remember Uncle David, your CFO?" "Yeah." "Dad, what is going on?" "War. That is what is going on. But you are gonna be protected. I promise." I called David. "You got the guest room ready?" "Yay. Bring him over. I'll work from home today." David lived in Lincoln Park. Nice townhouse. Good security. More importantly, Maroney didn't know about him yet. Marcus would be safe there. When we got there, David's wife Michelle had made pancakes, trying to make Marcus feel comfortable. The kid hadn't eaten real food in days. He was too stressed. "Marcus, you can trust these people," I said. "They're gonna keep you safe while Dad handles some business." "What kind of business?" I knelt down, looked my son in the eye. "The kind that makes sure nobody ever threatens you again. The kind that ends this nightmare. For good." He hugged me. "Hard, Dad. Please be careful. These people, they're dangerous." "So am I. They just don't know it yet." I got to Caldwell Technologies at 9:30 a.m. The board meeting was at 10. But first, I had to set up the trap. I went straight to my office, called my head of security, Tom Rodriguez, former Secret Service, the real deal. "Tom, I need something." Quietly, no questions asked. "Name it, boss." "I need audio surveillance equipment, the kind that can't be detected, and I need it installed in conference room A before the board meeting. Can you do it in 20 minutes? Consider it done." Who are we listening to? Everyone, including me. This meeting needs to be recorded. Every word, every sound. He didn't ask why, just nodded and left. Next call, FBI, Special Agent Michael Chen. The guy who'd helped us 2 years ago when we had that corporate espionage case. "Chen, it is James Caldwell. I need to see you today. Urgent. Life or death." "What is going on, James?" "Vincent Maroney is using my wife to infiltrate my company. He is threatening my 14-year-old son, and I have proof. But I need your help to take him down without getting my family killed in the process." "Silence then. I am coming to your office. Don't talk to anyone else. Don't do anything else. Just wait for me." "Can't wait. I got a board meeting in 15 minutes. Meeting's part of the trap. Just trust me." "I'll call you when it is done." I hung up before he could argue. Tom came back. "All set, conference room A is wired. Everything goes straight to this recorder." He handed me a small device. "And to a secure cloud backup. If anything happens to you, the recording's still safe." "Thanks, Tom. One more thing. After this meeting, I am gonna need personal security. Armed for me and my son. Can you arrange it? How many guys?" "As many as it takes to stop the Chicago mob." His eyes widened, but he just nodded. "I'll make some calls." The board meeting started exactly at 10 a.m., 12 board members. All powerful people. CEOs, investors, former government officials. People who trusted me to build Caldwell Technologies into what it was. I was about to blow up their trust, but I had no choice. "Thank you all for coming on short notice," I started. "What I am about to tell you is going to sound insane, but I need you to hear me out, all the way to the end. Can you do that?" They looked at each other, confused, worried. "James, what is this about?" That was Patricia Morrison, lead investor, tough as nails. "It is about a security breach. The worst kind, not digital. Personal Vincent Maroney, yes. That Vincent Maroney has infiltrated Caldwell Technologies. Through my wife. You could hear a pin drop. For the last 7 months, my wife Rebecca has been receiving $50,000 a month from an offshore account linked to Maroney. In exchange, she has been providing him with information, my schedule, my passwords, access to our home, access to our son. The goal is simple. Use my family as leverage to force me to give Maroney backdoor access to our systems, to our client data, to government contracts." Patricia spoke first. "James, these are serious accusations. Do you have proof?" I pulled out my laptop, connected it to the conference room screen. "I have bank records showing the wire transfers. I have testimony from my son about strange men coming to our house. Men who match the description of known Maroney associates. And last night, I have audio of my wife on the phone with Maroney himself, discussing their plan. I played the recording. My wife's voice filled the room, cold, calculating, talking about manipulating me, about keeping Marcus quiet, about giving Maroney access while I was in Switzerland. The board members looked sick. Patricia had gone pale. There is more, I continued. Maroney's not just after our data. He wants control, complete control. He wants to turn Caldwell Technologies into a tool for organized crime. Imagine the company that protects half the Fortune 500, that secures government agencies, that guards military contractors, all compromised, all feeding intel to the mob. The damage would be catastrophic. Why are you telling us this? Asked Richard Sawyer, our corporate counsel. Why not go straight to the FBI? Because I need your help, and because I need to do this right. If I go to the FBI now, Maroney lawyers up, gets bail, disappears, or worse, he activates whatever backup plan he has. Maybe hurts my son, maybe triggers some dead man switch we don't know about. We do this smart. We trap him, we get him on record. We destroy his entire operation, and we do it today. How? Patricia leaned forward. All business now. Maroney thinks I am going to Switzerland tomorrow. The Davos trip, he is counting on it. He is planning something big while I am gone. But I am not going. Instead, I am going to invite him here, to this building, to meet with me personally. That is insane, Richard said. He'll never come. Yes, he will, because I am going to offer him exactly what he wants. Full access, complete surrender. I'll tell him I am tired of fighting, that I want to make a deal. Protect my son in exchange for giving him the keys to the kingdom. And then what? Patricia asked. And then I record everything, his confession, his demands, his threats, all of it. The FBI will be waiting in the building. The moment he incriminates himself, they move in. He goes down. His organization crumbles. My family is safe. The board was silent, thinking, calculating the risks. Finally, Patricia spoke. If this goes wrong, Caldwell Technologies is finished. Our reputation, our clients, everything. You understand that? I understand. But if I do nothing, Maroney wins anyway. He gets our data. He compromises our systems. And my son grows up in fear, or doesn't grow up at all. I won't let that happen. So I am asking you, will you back me? Or do I resign right now and do this on my own? Patricia looked around the table, reading faces, building consensus. We back you, she said. But James, you better be right about this. For all our sakes. I called Maroney from my office, direct line. The number I'd found in Rebecca's phone records. He answered immediately, like he'd been expecting it. Caldwell, took you long enough. We need to talk, face to face. I don't do face-to-face meetings with desperate men, too unpredictable. I am not desperate. I am practical. You want access to my systems. You want my client data. Fine. You win. But we do this properly. Legal paperwork. Consulting agreements. Make it look legitimate. That way, nobody asks questions later. Silence. He was thinking, calculating. Why the sudden change of heart? Because I am tired. Tired of fighting. Tired of looking over my shoulder. Tired of watching my son suffer. You made your point. You got to my family. You proved you can hurt us anytime you want. So let's make a deal. You get what you want. I get protection for Marcus. We both win. You expect me to believe you are just giving up. The great James Caldwell, king of digital security. I am not a king. I am a father. And fathers do whatever it takes to protect their kids, even if that means making deals with people like you. More silence, longer this time. Today, he finally said. 3 p.m. Your office. I bring 2 people. my lawyer and my tech guy. We hash out the details. If I smell a trap, everyone dies. Your son first, understand? I understand. 3 p.m. I'll have everything ready. I hung up, hands shaking. It was done. The trap was set. Tom Rodriguez came in. FBI's here. Agent Chen, he is pissed you didn't wait for him. Send him in. Chen stormed into my office. What the hell are you doing, Caldwell? You don't bait mob bosses without federal backup. That is why you are here now. Maroney's coming at 3. This building. This office, I am getting his confession on tape. You are gonna be waiting to arrest him. This is insane. He'll have security. Probably armed. If shooting starts in a downtown high-rise, then you better have good snipers. Look, Chen, I know this is crazy, but it is the only way. Maroney's smart. He is careful. He'll never confess to a federal agent, but he'll confess to me because he thinks I am beaten. He thinks I am surrendering. His ego won't let him stay quiet. He'll want to gloat, want to explain exactly how he won. And when he does, you got him. Chen rubbed his face, tired, stressed. If this goes sideways, people die. You understand that? My son's already living in hell. I'd rather die trying to free him than live knowing I did nothing. He stared at me, then nodded. Okay, we'll play it your way. But my team runs security. My snipers, my tactical unit, you just focus on keeping Maroney talking. Deal. The next 4 hours were torture, waiting, planning. Coordinating with the FBI, Tom Rodriguez brought in a private security team. 6 guys, all former special forces. They positioned themselves around the building, invisible but ready. Chen's tactical units set up on the roof of the building across the street. Snipers, surveillance. The whole deal. I called David. How is Marcus? Good, we're playing video games. Kids trying to teach me Fortnite. I am terrible at it. Keep him there. Don't tell him what is happening. Not yet. When it is over, I'll come get him. James, be careful, please. I will. I called Rebecca. Kept my voice normal. Hey, honey, just wanted to let you know, I'll be late tonight. Big meeting this afternoon. Don't wait up. Oh, what kind of meeting? Investor stuff, boring. Hey, is Marcus home from school yet? Not yet. He usually gets home around 4, remember? She didn't know Marcus wasn't at school. Didn't know he was safe at David's house. Good. One less thing for her to report to Maroney. Right. I forgot. Okay. See you tonight. I hung up. Wondered if I'd ever be able to look at her again without feeling sick. 2:45 p.m. 15 minutes until Maroney arrived. Chen came to my office. We're ready. Maroney's car just entered the parking garage. Black Mercedes, 3 occupants. Him plus 2 guys. Like he said. Armed? Probably. But they had to get past building security. Metal detectors if they're carrying. It is something small. Ceramic maybe. Or they're planning to rely on intimidation instead of firepower. What is your move if shooting starts? Tactical team breaches from the stairwell. 30 seconds response time. Snipers have line of sight through your office windows. We pulled the blueprints. If Maroney or his guys pull weapons, they get dropped. Clean shots, no civilian casualties. And if it goes smoothly, if he just talks, then we wait until he is said enough to prosecute. Soon as he makes a direct threat or admits to a felony, I give the signal. Team moves in, we arrest all 3. By the book. Okay, let's do this. Chen left. I sat at my desk, straightened my tie. Took a deep breath, my phone buzzed. Text from Tom. They're in the elevator. Coming up. This was it. No turning back now. The elevator dinged. I heard voices in the hallway, footsteps. Getting closer, Tom knocked on my door. "Mr. Caldwell, your 3 o'clock is here. Send them in." The door opened. Vincent Maroney walked into my office like he owned it. Silver hair, perfect suit, probably cost more than most people make in a month. He looked like a senator or a CEO, not a mob boss. That is what made him so dangerous. Behind him, 2 guys. One was older, carrying a briefcase. The lawyer. The other was younger, tech-savvy, looking probably the hacker who'd be installing backdoors into my systems. "Caldwell." Maroney extended his hand. "Glad you came to your senses." I shook it. His grip was firm, confident, the grip of a man who always won. "Have a seat," I said. "Can I get you anything? Coffee? Water? Number? Let's just get to business. Time is money, as they say." They sat. Maroney in the center, his lawyer to the right, the tech guy to the left. I sat across from them, my desk between us. The recorder in my drawer was running. The FBI was listening. Chen's snipers had Maroney in their crosshairs. Everything depended on the next 30 minutes. "So," Maroney said, leaning back in his chair, "you are ready to make a deal. Smart move. Could have saved yourself a lot of trouble if you'd done this 7 months ago." 7 months ago, I didn't know you existed. He smiled. "But I knew you existed. That Pentagon contract, $40 million. Access to military systems. Defense networks. I've been watching you for 2 years, Caldwell. Waiting for the right moment. Then you landed that contract. And I knew. This was it. This was my way into the big leagues. So you targeted my wife. I targeted your weakness. Every strong man has one. Usually it is money. Sometimes it is power. But you are different. You actually care about your family. That made you vulnerable. So I found Rebecca. Approached her at that charity gala last spring, the cancer research one. Remember?" I nodded. I remembered. Rebecca came home that night excited, said she'd met a philanthropist who wanted to donate big money. "I was charming," Maroney continued. "Sophisticated. Told her I needed help with some investments. Tech sector stuff. Paid her 50 grand for consulting. Then 50 more. Then 50 more. By the time she realized who I really was, she was in too deep. Couldn't back out without admitting she'd been taking dirty money, so she kept going, dug herself deeper. And my son?" Maroney's smile faded a little. "The boy was insurance. Make sure Rebecca stayed motivated. Make sure you stayed distracted. Kids are useful like that. They break easy. Scare easy. Apply just enough pressure, and parents do anything you want. You had your guys threaten a 14-year-old. I had my guys send a message. Big difference. Nobody touched the kid. We're not animals, just businessmen making a business proposition." The lawyer shifted uncomfortably. Like maybe he didn't agree with threatening children, but wasn't going to say anything. "So what now?" I asked. "What exactly do you want from Caldwell Technologies?" Maroney leaned forward. "Everything. I want admin access to your systems. Root privileges. Every client database. Every security protocol. Every government contract. I want to be able to see what you see. Go where you go, and I want it completely invisible. No traces. No logs. Nothing that can be tracked back to me. That is a tall order. That is why I am paying $500,000 up front. Then monthly retainer 200 grand. As long as I have access, you get paid and your family stays safe. And if I refuse?" His eyes went cold. "Then accidents happen. Rebecca has a car crash. Marcus disappears walking home from school. You have a heart attack in your office. Tragic stuff, but unavoidable when people don't cooperate." There it was. Direct threats. Extortion, conspiracy, all on tape. I glanced at the window, saw the building across the street. Knew Chen's team was listening, waiting for my signal. "Before I agree," I said slowly. I need to know something. Was any of it real? My marriage? My family? Or was it all just a setup? Maroney shrugged. Does it matter? You got 15 good years, more than most people get. Now it is time to pay the bill. And after you get what you want. To Marcus? You live, you work, you keep building your little empire, and I keep making money off it. Everybody wins. Until I am not useful anymore. Then what? He smiled. No warmth in it. Then we renegotiate. But that is a problem for future James to worry about. Right now, present James needs to make a choice. Sign the deal, or watch everything burn. I stood up, walked to the window, looked out at Chicago. My city, the empire I'd built. Then I turned around. You made a mistake, Vincent. His smile faded. What? You threatened my son, you used my wife, you came into my office thinking you'd already won, but you forgot something important. What is that? I am not just a CEO. I am the guy who built the security systems you are trying to hack. The guy who stops people like you for a living, and you just confessed everything. On tape while the FBI listened. Maroney's face changed. Realization, rage, fear. He started to stand. His guys reached for their jackets. By nobody move. The door burst open. Chen and 4 agents stormed in, guns drawn. Vincent Maroney, you are under arrest for extortion, conspiracy, terroristic threats, and racketeering. Maroney's lawyer put his hands up immediately. Smart guy. The tech guy froze. Looked like he might cry. But Maroney? He just stared at me, pure hatred. You are dead, Caldwell. You and your son. I have people everywhere. This isn't over. Yeah, it is. I stepped closer. Close enough to see the fear behind his anger. Because while you were monologuing like a movie villain, my security team was raiding your businesses. My tech guys were freezing your accounts. And the FBI was rounding up your associates. It is all happening right now. Your empire's collapsing while you stand here in handcuffs. It was true. I'd coordinated with Chen the moment Maroney confessed. Simultaneous raids across the city. His restaurants, his fronts, his offshore accounts, everything hitting at once. They cuffed him, read him his rights, led him toward the door. He turned back one last time. Your wife's part of this too. She goes down with me. I know, I said quietly. That is why I already filed for divorce, and for full custody. With the recordings as evidence, she'll never see Marcus again. He didn't have an answer for that. They took him away. When the office was empty, I sat down, put my head in my hands. It was done. Maroney was finished. The threat was over, but the cost. God, the cost. My marriage was destroyed. My son's mother was going to prison. Our family was shattered. But Marcus was safe. That is what mattered. That is all that mattered. I picked up Marcus from David's house at 6 p.m. He was sitting on the couch, controller in his hand, trying to act normal. But his leg was bouncing, nervous energy. He'd been scared all day. When he saw me, he dropped the controller and ran, crashed into me so hard we almost fell over. Dad, are you okay? What happened? I held him tight. It is over, buddy. Maroney's in custody. His whole organization is falling apart. You are safe now. He pulled back, looked at me. His eyes were wet. Really? Like, really? 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 FBI arrested him in my office 3 hours ago, got his full confession on tape. He is not getting out, not ever. Marcus started crying, not sad crying, relief crying, the kind that comes when you've been holding your breath for months and finally get to breathe. David and Michelle were watching from the kitchen. Michelle had tears in her eyes, too. What about Mom? Marcus asked, voice small, scared. This was the part I'd been dreading. Come sit down, buddy. We need to talk about that. We sat on David's couch. I held Marcus's hand, tried to figure out how to tell a 14-year-old that his mother was going to prison. Mom was working with Maroney. You already knew that. But what you didn't know is that she was getting paid a lot of money. $50,000 a month for 7 months. She was giving him information about our family, about the company. About you. Marcus's face went pale. She sold us out. For money, yeah, she did. And when the FBI arrested Maroney, they arrested her too. She is in custody right now. Probably gonna be charged with conspiracy, extortion, child endangerment. She is looking at serious prison time. Good, Marcus said. His voice was hard. Cold. I hope she rots there. I understood the anger. God knows, I felt it too. But I also knew that anger would eat him alive if we didn't deal with it properly. Marcus, what she did was unforgivable. I am not going to tell you to forgive her, but I need you to understand something. The anger you are feeling, it is normal, it is justified. But if you let it control you, if you let it turn into hate, it'll hurt you more than it hurts her. So we're gonna get you help therapy. Whatever you need to process this. I don't want therapy. I want my life back, the way it was before all this. I know. Me too. But that life's gone, buddy. We can't go back. We can only go forward, build something new, just you and me. He leaned against my shoulder. Tired. So tired. What happens now? Now, we go home, pack some stuff, and we leave. We're not staying in that house. Too many bad memories. We'll get a hotel tonight, find a new place tomorrow, start over. What about school, my friends? You can stay at St. Ignatius if you want. Or we can find a new school. Your choice, whatever makes you feel safe. He thought about it. I want to stay. My friends are there, and I am not gonna let Maroney take anything else from me. He already took Mom. He is not taking my life too. I squeezed his shoulder. That is my boy. That is exactly the right attitude. We went back to the house, the Lake Forest house, the place that should have been a home but turned into a prison. Rebecca's car wasn't in the driveway. Of course not. She was in federal custody, probably sitting in an interrogation room right now, probably lying, making excuses, blaming everyone but herself. I didn't care anymore. Marcus and I went upstairs, started packing clothes, books, his computer stuff, the essentials. I went into my bedroom. Our bedroom. Rebecca's perfume still hung in the air, her jewelry on the dresser, her clothes in the closet. A whole life built on lies. I grabbed a suitcase, started throwing my stuff in it. Didn't fold anything, didn't care. Just wanted to get out of this house and never come back. My phone rang. Richard Sawyer, my lawyer. James, I've got good news and bad news. Which you want first? Good news. I need some good news. Judge Morrison granted your emergency custody petition. You have full custody of Marcus. Rebecca's parental rights are suspended pending criminal trial. She can't contact him, can't see him, can't even send letters. You won. Complete custody. I sat down on the bed. Relief washed over me. Thank God. What is the bad news? Rebecca's lawyer is fighting it, says she was coerced by Maroney. That she is a victim too. They're gonna try to paint her as a scared wife who had no choice. Might work for reducing her sentence. But the custody thing, that is solid. The recordings you got, her talking about manipulating you, about keeping the kid quiet. That stuff destroys any sympathy argument. She is done as a mother, legally speaking. Good. Let her lawyer try whatever he wants. I have tapes. I have bank records. I have Marcus's testimony about the threats. She is not getting near my son ever again. Agreed. Oh, one more thing. The Forbes journalist, the one who showed you the Reddit post, she wants to do a story full profile. CEO takes down mob boss to save his son. That kind of thing could be good PR for the company. Show that you are a hero, not a victim. I am not a hero, Richard. I am just a dad who should have paid attention sooner. Maybe. But the public doesn't need to know that. Think about it. Could help with the board. help with clients who might be nervous about the security breach. I'll think about it. Right now, I just want to get my son somewhere safe and figure out our next steps. I hung up, finished packing, went downstairs. Marcus was in the living room, standing in the middle of the room, just looking around. "You okay?" I asked. "I used to love this house," he said quietly. "Remember when we first moved in? I was like 7. I thought it was a castle, thought we were rich and safe, and nothing bad could ever happen." I remember. Everything was a lie, wasn't it? The perfect house, the perfect family, Mom's perfect smile, all of it, just one big lie. I put my hand on his shoulder. "Not everything. My love for you, that is real. Always has been. Always will be. That is not a lie." He nodded, but his eyes were still sad, still hurt. We left the house, locked the door behind us, didn't look back. We stayed at the Four Seasons that night. Downtown, 2-bedroom suite, view of the Chicago River, expensive as hell. But I didn't care. We ordered room service, pizza and wings, Marcus's favorite. We sat on the couch and ate and watched some stupid action movie on television, tried to feel normal, tried to pretend everything was okay. It wasn't okay, not yet. But it was better than yesterday. Around 10 p.m., Marcus's phone buzzed. He looked at it. His face went white. "What is it?" I asked. "Text from Mom's number." My blood went cold. "Let me see." He handed me the phone. The text said, "Marcus, baby. Please talk to your father. Tell him I am sorry. Tell him I had no choice. Maroney threatened to kill you both. I was trying to protect you. Please, please don't hate me. I love you so much, Mom." I deleted the text, blocked the number. "She is not supposed to contact you," I said. "That violates the custody order. I am calling the FBI." "Wait." Marcus grabbed my arm. "Don't, not yet. I want to reply first." "Marcus, you don't have to." "I want to, please, Dad. Just let me say what I need to say. Then you can block her forever. But I need this. I need to tell her how I feel." I hesitated, then handed him back the phone, unblocked the number. Marcus typed for a long time. His fingers were shaking. When he finished, he showed me what he'd written. "You had choices. You chose money over me. You chose Maroney over Dad. You chose yourself over our family. I heard you on the phone that night. You weren't scared. You were greedy. You wanted the money. You wanted the new life Maroney promised you. Well, congratulations. You got a new life, in prison. Don't ever contact me again. I don't have a mother anymore." He hit send. Then he blocked the number himself, permanently this time. "I am proud of you," I said. "That took guts." "I feel like I am gonna throw up," he admitted. "But also, I feel lighter. Like I finally said what I needed to say. Does that make sense?" Perfect sense. His phone buzzed again. Different number this time, his friend Kevin from school. "Dude, are you okay? It is all over the news. Your dad arrested Vincent Maroney, and your mom was working for him. This is insane. Call me." Marcus looked at me, panic in his eyes. "It is on the news." I grabbed the television remote, switched to Channel 5, breaking news. There I was on screen, walking out of Caldwell Technologies with FBI agents. The headline, "Tech CEO Helps FBI Arrest Mob Boss Vincent Maroney." The reporter was talking. In a stunning development, James Caldwell, CEO of Caldwell Technologies, worked with federal agents to trap and arrest notorious Chicago crime boss Vincent Maroney. Sources say Maroney had been using Caldwell's wife, Rebecca Caldwell, to infiltrate the company and gain access to sensitive government contracts. Both Maroney and Rebecca Caldwell are now in federal custody. More details as this story develops. Then they showed a photo of Rebecca, her mugshot, hair messy, makeup smeared, looking nothing like the perfect wife everyone thought she was. Marcus turned away from the television. "Everyone's gonna know. Everyone at school. Everyone in Chicago. They're gonna know my mom's a criminal. Yeah, I said honestly. They are, and it is going to be hard. People will ask questions. Some will be mean. Some will be curious. Some will feel sorry for you. But Marcus, listen to me. None of this is your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. You are the victim here, and anyone who gives you trouble about it, they don't deserve your time. What if they treat me different? What if I lose my friends? Then they weren't real friends. Real friends stick around during the hard times, and you'll find out who those people are real fast. He nodded, but he still looked scared. And I got it. Being 14 is hard enough without your family drama being on the news. The next few days were chaos. Media everywhere. Reporters camped outside the Four Seasons. Camera crews trying to get interviews. The story was everywhere. Cable news. Social media. International. Chicago CEO exposes wife's mob ties to save son. Vincent Maroney empire collapses after tech executive's sting operation. Father's love defeats organized crime. The James Caldwell story. The board called an emergency meeting. Some members wanted me to step down, said the scandal was too much. Bad for business, but Patricia Morrison shut them down. James Caldwell stopped a major security breach, she said. He protected our company and our clients from mob infiltration. He is a hero. Any board member who can't see that can resign right now. Nobody resigned. Our clients were nervous at first, worried about security, worried about compromised data. But Tom Rodriguez and his team did a full audit, proved nothing had been breached. Maroney never actually got access. We caught him before he could do any real damage. Within a week, clients started calling to congratulate me, to say they felt safer knowing we took security that seriously, to say they wanted to expand their contracts. Turns out, stopping a mob boss is good for business. Who knew? 2 weeks after Maroney's arrest, we found a new house, not in Lake Forest. Too many memories, too many neighbors who knew our business. We moved to Evanston, right on the lake. Smaller house, 3 bedrooms, normal-sized. No mansion, no gate, no pretense, just a home. Marcus picked out his room, set up his computer, hung posters on the walls, started making it his own space. I hired Dr. Sarah Chen, trauma therapist, specialist in kids who'd been through abuse and family betrayal. She was patient, kind, didn't push Marcus to talk before he was ready. After the 3rd session, she called me in. Marcus is doing better than I expected, she said. He is processing the trauma, understanding it wasn't his fault. But there is something you need to know. He feels guilty. Guilty for what? For not protecting you. In his mind, he knew what was happening with Rebecca, and he tried to warn you, but you didn't believe him. So now he feels like he failed to protect his father. Like maybe if he'd tried harder, found better proof, you would have believed him sooner. My heart broke all over again. That is backwards. I am the one who failed him. I am the parent. I should have believed him the first time. I know that. You know that. But Marcus's brain is still developing. He doesn't have adult perspective yet. So we need to help him understand. It was your job to protect him, not his job to protect you. He was the child. You were the adult. The responsibility was yours. How do I help him see that? Keep telling him, keep showing him. Be consistent. Be present. Prove every day that you are the protector now. Eventually, his brain will rewire. The guilt will fade, but it takes time. So that is what I did. Every day, proved I was there. Proved I was listening. I cut back on work. Way back, made David acting CEO, came into the office 3 days a week instead of 7. No more international travel, no more 16. Her days, every morning, I made Marcus breakfast. Every afternoon, I picked him up from school. Every evening, we had dinner together, talked about his day, his friends, his classes, normal stuff, safe stuffs. Started smiling again, started laughing at dumb jokes, started being a kid again instead of a scared victim. 3 months after Maroney's arrest, the trial started. Federal courthouse, big media circus. I had to testify, so did Marcus. But the judge was smart. She interviewed Marcus in chambers. Private, no cameras, no crowd. Just Marcus, the judge, 2 lawyers, and a court reporter. I waited outside, pacing worried. When Marcus came out an hour later, he looked tired but okay. "How'd it go?" I asked. She was nice, asked me about the phone calls I heard, about the men who came to the house, about Mom checking my computer. I told her everything. She believed me. "Good. I am proud of you, buddy. When do you testify?" "Tomorrow." The next day, I sat in the witness stand, told the whole story. The Forbes journalist's warning, the Reddit post, the surveillance, the sting operation, all of it. Maroney's lawyer tried to tear me apart, said I'd entrapped his client, said I'd orchestrated the whole thing to frame an innocent businessman, said I was unstable, paranoid, making false accusations to cover up my failing marriage. But the prosecution had the recordings, Maroney's own voice, threatening Marcus, demanding access to my systems, offering bribes, all of it crystal clear. The jury deliberated for 4 hours, came back with a verdict. Guilty on all counts. Maroney was sentenced to 35 years. No parole. He'd be 90 years old before he got out. Rebecca's trial was separate. Her lawyer tried the coerced wife defense. Said she was terrified if Maroney had no choice. But then the prosecution played the recording of her talking to Maroney. Her voice cold, calculating, talking about manipulating me, about keeping Marcus quiet, about getting her payment. The jury saw through the lies. Guilty. Child endangerment, conspiracy, extortion. 10 years. She'd be 53 when she got out. Marcus would be 24, an adult, with a whole life built without her. Part of me felt sorry for her, the woman I'd loved for 16 years, the mother of my child. But then I thought about Marcus crying himself to sleep, about him asking strangers on Reddit for help because his own father wouldn't listen, about him living in fear for months, and the sympathy disappeared. She made her choices. Now she'd live with the consequences. 6 months after the arrests, something unexpected happened. The Marcus Initiative launched, a foundation Marcus and I created together, using AI to detect patterns of abuse, to help kids in danger, to give them resources and support. Marcus's Reddit post, the one that started everything, became the inspiration. We built a system. When kids post cries for help online, our AI flags it, connects them with counselors, with authorities, with help. We partnered with Reddit, with Discord, with every major social media platform, got their cooperation, got their support. In the first month, we identified 47 kids in danger, got them help, saved them before it was too late. The media loved it. Teen turns trauma into tool for good. Marcus Caldwell, from victim to hero. But Marcus didn't do it for the headlines. He did it because he remembered what it felt like to be helpless, to be scared, to not know where to turn. "If I can help even one kid avoid what I went through," he told a reporter, "then maybe everything that happened meant something." I'd never been prouder of my son. 1 year after Maroney's arrest, we had our first truly normal day. Marcus made honor roll. Got invited to a friend's birthday party. Came home happy. Told me about his day without any shadows in his eyes. No fear, no pain, just normal teenage stuff. That night, we sat on the back porch of our Evanston house, looking out at Lake Michigan, stars reflected on the water, cool breeze coming in. Peaceful. "Dad," Marcus said quietly. "Yeah, buddy. Do you ever think about what would have happened if that Forbes lady hadn't shown you my Reddit post, like, if nobody saw it before Mom deleted it?" I'd thought about it. A lot. "Yeah, I think about it." "What do you think would have happened?" I was quiet for a moment. Honest answer. I think Maroney would have gotten what he wanted. I would have gone to Switzerland like he planned. And while I was gone, something bad would have happened to you. Maybe he would have kidnapped you, Maybe worse, and I would have spent the rest of my life knowing I failed to protect you when it mattered most. Marcus nodded slowly. I was gonna run away. Did I ever tell you that? What? The night before you found out, I packed a bag, I was gonna leave. Just disappear, go to California or something. Change my name, start over, because I couldn't live like that anymore. And I figured if I was gone, Maroney couldn't use me against you. My throat tightened. You were gonna run away. Yeah. But then I thought about you, how you'd feel if I just disappeared, how you'd blame yourself. So I decided to try one more time, post it on Reddit. Figured if nobody helped, at least I tried everything. And then you came home early, and everything changed. I pulled him close. I am sorry I didn't believe you the first time. I am sorry you had to go through that alone. I am sorry I was so focused on work that I missed all the signs. I know, but Dad, you believed me when it counted, you listened. You protected me. You destroyed Maroney to keep me safe. That is what I am gonna remember, not the part where you messed up, the part where you fixed it. We sat there for a long time, father and son, survivors, building a new life from the ashes of the old one. Today, Marcus is 16. He is thriving. Got accepted into MIT's summer program for gifted students, wants to study AI ethics, says he wants to build systems that protect people instead of controlling them. The Marcus Initiative has helped over 2,000 kids in danger. We've expanded internationally, built partnerships with governments, NGOs, tech companies, turned Marcus's nightmare into a lifeline for others. Caldwell Technologies is stronger than ever. Turns out, clients really value a CEO who'll go to war to protect what matters. Our security contracts doubled. Our reputation soared. I still think about Rebecca sometimes. Wonder if she has regrets. Wonder if she thinks about Marcus. Wonder if she understands what she threw away for $350,000 and false promises. But mostly, I don't think about her at all. I think about Marcus, about his laugh, his brilliance, his resilience, about the fact that he survived something that would have broken most people and came out stronger. I think about second chances, about how one moment, one Forbes journalist, showing me one Reddit post saved both our lives. I think about the families we're helping through the initiative, the kids we're protecting, the cycle of abuse we're breaking. And I think about this. Sometimes the worst thing that happens to you becomes the thing that defines your purpose. Maroney tried to destroy us. Instead, he forged us into something unbreakable. He wanted to use my son as a weapon against me. Instead, my son became a weapon against people like him. A force for good. A protector of the innocent. That is the real ending to this story. Not revenge, not justice. Transformation. We took the darkest chapter of our lives and turned it into light for others. And, if you are out there, reading this, living your own nightmare, whether it is a partner you can't trust, a threat you can't escape, or a child who is trying to tell you something's wrong, please, listen to the signs. Listen to your gut. Listen to the people you love when they ask for help. Because the difference between tragedy and survival is often just one person who decides to pay attention. Be that person. I almost wasn't. I almost missed it. Almost lost everything because I was too busy, too distracted, too convinced I knew better. Don't make my mistake. Your kid might not post on Reddit. They might not have a Forbes journalist to help them, but they're telling you something in their silence, in their fear, in the way they pull away or cry themselves to sleep. Listen. Before it is too late. Marcus and I are proof that you can survive the worst, that you can rebuild, that you can turn pain into purpose. But we're also proof that you need to act, need to fight, need to protect what matters most. No matter the cost. I lost my marriage. My reputation took a hit. My perfect life exploded. But I kept my son. And that is all that matters. Everything else, that is just noise. Focus on what is real, on who needs you, on the battles worth fighting. And never, ever let the monsters win. You don't have to either.